だったらこっちもマジ殴り。
We finally got a release date on One Punch Man Season 2, and it's January 2020.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Wait, no, the info was wrong. It's actually April 2019.
Yay!
Yeah, it seems we're still gonna have to wait a while before we get more Saitama content, at least in animated form. Until then, I highly recommend you check out the manga. The art is fantastic, and more importantly, this video will contain spoilers for anyone not caught up in the manga. But because I'm such a cool guy, I'll let you know when I'm going to talk about stuff that hasn't been in the anime yet, so don't you worry your little head there, viewer. Alright, enough disclaimers, let's get into it. One Punch Man is popular for many different reasons. Maybe you like it for the over-the-top action, or the ridiculous amount of carnage and destruction. There's the humor, the hilarious way Saitama is obsessed with everyday things like shopping and eating dinner, despite the fact that he's practically a god compared to everyone else on Earth. Maybe you like the characters. Genos, King, Tatsumaki, each is cool, funny, and relatable in their own way. Or maybe you like it for other reasons. But I think the reason One Punch Man is so truly endearing to its audience is because beneath all the action and the humor is a story that can really touch your heart sometimes. How? Well, it's because of a masterful usage of dramatic irony. If you took an English class in high school, you probably know what dramatic irony is. But if not, let me give you a brief explainer. Irony, at its most basic level, is when a character thinks one thing, but in reality, something else is true. A lot of times, irony is used for comedy. Take Saitama, for example. He and his allies know just how strong he is, but to the rest of the world, he's a weak C-class hero. The humor comes from people like Genos getting upset when others assume Saitama is a weakling, or how Saitama ignores common courtesy when interacting with S-class heroes. They get upset because they think he's beneath them, but in reality, he could beat them all with, you guessed it, one punch. Now, while one has some great instances of comedic irony, he really shines in his usage of dramatic irony. Basically, this is when a character's lack of knowledge is used to build tension in the audience. It gives us a sense of nervousness, quickly followed by relief and excitement. There are plenty of examples of this in One Punch Man, and I'm gonna pick just a few of my favorites and elaborate on how exactly they hook in the viewer. So first off is one of the best scenes in the first season of the anime, and arguably my favorite scene of the series so far. So, the Deep Sea King is attacking this city, and we have a couple things going on. First, there's all the people hiding in the defense shelter. You have Mumen Rider, who is heading towards the Deep Sea King because he was given the mission by the Hero Association. Genos is also on his way there, and Saitama doesn't know how to get there. We, the audience, know that Puri Puri Prisoner and Sonic were no match for Deep Sea King, and those two are S rank in power. The dramatic irony arises because Mumen Rider doesn't know that, Genos doesn't know that, and the people hiding don't know that either. We're worried about Genos and Mumen Rider as they go to fight Deep Sea King because we know they can't win this one. The irony then reaches a fever pitch. Saitama discovers, through a call from the Hero Association, that he is likely the only one strong enough to beat this villain, and what's more, he doesn't know how to get there. The only character who is able to beat the villain is also the only one who can't fight him right now, as he is attacking innocent civilians. This engrosses the watcher. It makes us want. We want Genos to know he's no match. We want Mumen Rider to avoid getting hurt, and we want Saitama to get there quickly. This dramatic irony is the bait. It gets viewers invested. So next comes the hook. We see Genos get absolutely demolished, to the point where it looks like he might actually be beyond repair. And then we see Mumen Rider get beat down and refuse to quit fighting because he's getting cheered on by the crowd. That's the emotional hook of this fight. you cannot stop watching now because you care about what happens to Mumen Rider. This nobody background character with no powers who just rides a bike. We viewers are personally invested in his safety. And then, after being lured in with a dramatic irony and hooked by the emotional character moments, we reach the climax. Saitama appears. Like Goku, or Superman, or All Might, he is here now, and everything will be okay. This is the relief and excitement I talked about earlier, the wave of calm that washes over us when the hero arrives. Saitama makes quick work of the Deep Sea King, and everyone is okay now. It endears us to him. It makes us love Saitama because he gave us what we wanted. He found the bad guy, he kept Genos and Mumen Rider safe, and then, as a little added bonus, we see him act selflessly and give all the credit to Mumen Rider. And that's it. In only 2 episodes, we get completely sucked into this world and its characters. I know that when I watch One Punch Man for the first time, I watched the first couple episodes because it was funny, and the action was cool. I never thought I would love Saitama the same way I love more traditional hero characters. But these 2 episodes completely changed the game, changed the way I look at these characters. And this wasn't the end of it either. One knows exactly how to sprinkle in dramatic irony so that it's not overused, but just frequent enough to keep us seriously invested in the story. Now, it's at this point in the video that I'll be discussing events that haven't happened in the anime yet, so unless you're caught up in the manga, maybe go watch something else, like one of my other videos. For the rest of you, let's keep going. The next big instance of dramatic irony takes place in Super Fight, the martial arts tournament arc. Here we see Saitama enter into the fray disguised, rather brilliantly I might add, as Bang's disciple Chirenko. Now, I should point out this arc was not in One's original webcomic, but it is in the official manga, and it bolsters the point I'm making in this video, so yeah, I'm keeping it in. In this arc, we are introduced to Suryu, a martial arts master who is gifted with incredible power, never having to train for any of it. He has no interest in acting as a hero, getting any stronger, or really any type of altruism. He simply wants fame and all the women that come with it. As the tournament rumbles on, there's a good amount of comedic irony. We know that Saitama is disguised as someone else, and yet the other fighters are completely oblivious, assuming Chirenko somehow grew in power exponentially since the last time they'd seen him. The dramatic tension rises when the monsters attack. See, Saitama loses to Suryu in the finals because his disguise falls off and he's disqualified, and then he quickly runs away to avoid getting in trouble. As this happens, the monster Goketsu defeats Genos and then makes his way to the Super Fight Stadium. This informs us, the viewers, just how powerful Goketsu is. He likely can only be defeated by Saitama, who just left. The tension rises as we see Goketsu transform several of the losing fighters into monsters, and each of them makes battle with Suryu, who is slowly worn down by each of them, one at a time, until he's bloody and battered. We see his character digress. He starts out as a prideful, arrogant hedonist, and over time he loses teeth, breaks limbs, bleeds himself half to death, and he starts to cry and realize just how weak he truly is in this situation. That's the irony. He thought he was the best by a mile, only participated in the tournament for superficial reasons, and acted on his own accord all the time. He dismissed the help of others in fighting these monsters. He even spoke vehemently against the need for heroes in this world. He thought that their heroic actions were a waste of time, and that the world needs to follow a system of natural selection. But now that it's finally his turn, nature has selected him as the weak one, and now he wants out. The dramatic irony then climaxes as we see that all of our heroes are either busy fighting monsters or out of commission. There's no one to help Suryu, and why would they anyway? And finally, as a monster's foot is about to demolish Suryu, Saitama arrives. It's the same feeling of relief as the fight with Deep Sea King, but for a different reason. There was narrative weight to that fight. We were worried for the lives of Genos, Mumen Rider, and the civilians. This fight has character weight. We want Saitama to save Suryu because we don't want him to die, but also so we can see him grow and change into someone better, to finish his character arc. To see Suryu grow and change, to see him actually care about Saitama afterwards and warn him to not go fight Goketsu, it shows that he's selfless now. This is the same kind of emotional high point that we got when Saitama acted selflessly after defeating Deep Sea King. And the final bit of dramatic irony that I want to touch on is that the Monster Association base is hidden right beneath Saitama's apartment. The one guy who can stop all of them with no effort, and they are sitting, literally, right beneath his nose. When we see Garo and the kidnapped kids getting chased down by monsters, or when the Hero Association is put in a bind fighting these dragon and god-level threats, Saitama not only is unaware of all of it, but he could get there to help in mere minutes. It really is aggravating knowing this information, but as we've learned, it's always worth it in the end, when the story arc concludes and the heroes are victorious. So, are you excited for One Punch Man Season 2? I know I am. By the looks of the poster and what Genos is wearing, we will probably get to see the fight with Elder Centipede, at least. I'm really looking forward to seeing Metal Bat in action, well, as well as Garo, of course. But what are you most looking forward to? Let me know down in those comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that now, or else. Anyway, I've been Beware. Stay frosty, guys.